Hey guys, it's Angel. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are taking a bit of a short flight. So this is a combo of an aircraft test and a little adventure. We're just going up to Lilka. We're at Namach Bazaar right now in Nepal, and we're flying the latest version of Milviz's Porter. The reason I didn't start this as my usual way with the fly around is because guess what? It started out as nighttime, even though I set it as daytime because Flight Simulator's drunk. I digress. So, looks a lot like the regular one. However, other than the regular version, this 1.08 update we just got gives us now the Tundra version. So we're not getting all the new stuff in version 2 or phase 2. We've gotten a second version. I like this one because it's got bullets on it, which is kind of adorable. But not only do we get the skydive variant as well for the interior, we also get Tundra tyres, which is nice. Now, there are some big updates, including the removal of the customization they made to the default G1000 system, allowing you to use the NXi in this aircraft, finally. So it's completely compatible now with that, which is great. And it's got a lot more options to it. So let's take a quick look at our little pad here. Get rid of the fuel tanks because I always hate the look of those. So external configuration has simplified a little bit here. This is the Tundra variant, so we haven't got the option for the skis and other things like that. We'll take off all of these. We'll leave the radar pod off. I guess we're stuck using the fuel pods, maybe, unless we jettison them. So we are cargo right now by default. So we can load up our cargo, passengers, or skydiving. Which gives us... What does this give us? Oh, it's empty. Well, that's a letdown. What is the skydiving interior meant to be? Well, I guess that's just it. Okay. Oh, let's load cargo. No. I wanted skydivers. Oh, it adds... Oh, I'm blind. It adds the meter here. Nice. Skydive altimeter. That is cool. That is a nice little feature. So we don't really need that. Now, fuel-wise, I'm with this extra tab here, which allows us to get rid of the external tanks, which is cool to learn. So we can actually set what's in the external tanks and the main tanks, which is a actually really useful way of doing this. So it's cargo by default. We had passengers, we had skydiving options. The configuration is simplified down, which is cool. We can reset the windows after we jettison them. So let's get this thing spun up. Let's head up to Lilka and see how she handles, because they've done some tweaking to the flight model and a few of the other things, like if you went into full reverse in the air, which would theoretically work, it's just really not recommended and it's not very safe. You have major problems and you weren't spinning out of control. That has been tweaked apparently. So batteries are on. Aux fuel pump is on. Get our fuel on here. And whilst we are here, let's get our rudder trim set for takeoff, which is the one thing I always forget because it's so wildly unusual. Okay, we're done there. This is good to go. You can shut up. Thank you. Go away. I'm well aware. Let's spin this baby up, shall we? And get ourselves rolling. Keep my eye on RNG. There we go. Good start. Now, they have added a lot more complexity as well to the systems. You can actually overtorque the engine now. You can get more erratic issues due to your mismanagement of the aircraft engine, which is cool. I like the fact they've actually added more depth to this. So, obviously we know this is going to be a Porter coming with the newer version, which will be cool to see that we then have other options. You know, there's a new Porter coming with the latest update, the Game of the Year edition. Will it have this system's depth? I doubt it. So it does make Milviz's one appealing to those persons. Now, I noticed the engine sounds changed a little bit because I didn't get that woo, or was it actually started to take? Oh, right. Okay, so... Oh, hello. Okay. Is the engine staying on? We seem to have a bit of tipsy engine syndrome here. Okay. There we go. We have got an engine that functions. Okay. Let's get ourselves taxied back here and depart from the bazaar. That's the sound I was hoping for. We are dealing with about 10,000 feet, or 8 and a bit thousand feet here, so very wonderful default scenery at this airport, and a large bus who's going to stay away from me if he knows what is good for him. We'll get ourselves off to Lulka here in a moment. It should be a relatively easy trip. Okay. We'll set flaps for takeoff. And we'll turn around here. Now this is with the full correct green trim for takeoff. Let's see how it behaves, shall we? We should get the nose much more manageable there. Okay, yeah, green trim is good. Huh, who knew? Setting and following correct flight procedures is a good idea. Okay, let's get that up. Let's reduce our torque here. Not overstress the engine. We don't want to upset that. Come on. Plane back a little bit. There we go. We're good now. So, we need to head up this valley to our left and then circle around towards Lulka. It's going to be about 20 minutes, I expect, but it depends with our altitude and our climb rate. It could be a lot longer than that. I will cut it out if it is. And, of course, it's telling us to go to the wrong place, which is, of course, classic broken GPS system. And I don't have the ICO for Lulka, so I can plug it in myself. Should have prepared ahead of time. Let's get my trim set, and I'll try and pull my phone up here and do some en route navigation so I can work out where the hell I'm going. Lulka Nepal Airport, which is Tensing Hillary Airport. What is your ICO? VNLK. Perfect. We can work with that. If I can not hit a mountain, that would be ideal. So, two, actually, VNLK. Did you want to? No, get rid of this. I love how annoying these calls are sometimes. Yes, that one, please. Oh my god, you are. Can you back I got it a moment ago and it just went away. Screw it, we'll visual this. It should be up here. Because I know if I head towards that valley up ahead, it'll take us through towards some of the other locations we visited on this trip. So, we'll fly based on the impression that we are in the correct valley here. Because there aren't exactly a ton of them. And we're going to get our nose down here and descend somewhat so we can actually get a better look at the terrain ahead. Because Lulka's going to be about part way up the hillside here. And I'm sick and tired of having us look at a GPS screen for this this little trip. There's Lulka. Huh, so I was right. Okay. Right. Powering back here. We're going to go into beta and just let the aircraft act like it's got a massive speed brake out the front of it. Which should slow us down. If not, we're going to have to circle a little bit to get our approach right for this runway. Because it is right there in front of us. Let's hope we don't screw that up, shall we? 95 knots is a bit fast for now. We are losing airspeed though. Keep my nose up here actually. I'm going to try and use the drag to get the aircraft to behave itself. Let's put some flaps in here. Get some nice draggy effects. We'll keep our nose high. Let the wing aid us in the drag. And then we'll bring it around towards the runway here. You have to bring those up as we come onto target, but Lulka is right there. Should be easy. So first 5 minutes of flying has been trying to batter the G1000 system. Okay. Rolling her onto target. I think we're still a little quick, but we should be okay here. I made to power on at the last second. Lots and lots of drag on this approach, and we're getting a little bit slow right now, so let's preemptively give it a little throttle. This thing's going to lose lift the second we put it down here. It's quite a steep approach. But we are slow, relatively. And we're on target to actually make the runway, which is a bonus at Lulka. Oh, that was beautiful. That was almost beautiful. What did I just do? Oh my god. That's one of my best yet. So prop in the beta range there and keeping the nose down, lots and lots of drag. I just came in like a dart. And if I keep my power on till I climb up over the hill. Let's pretend the bus isn't there, because why would there be a bus at Lorca? Ugh. We make it in, which is more than I can say for myself in many previous occasions. Okay, so we're at Tenzing Hillary Airport at Lorca in Nepal. Let's pull the prop back here so we actually do get it to slow down a little bit. These kind of aircraft can be a little bit tense with that sort of thing. Okay, so we're down, and I'm not going to mess around with the GPS system because that's just stupid. I am, however, going to get us back to the runway because we're going to take off and go to our next spot, which is just up the valley up ahead, and it's a beautiful little dirt strip. In fact, it's one I was going to use in the review of the aircraft, but I didn't end up doing that. Unless I did, at which point... Oh well, we're going again. Right, power on, flaps 1, let's drop over the crest here. Nose down. Oh, there we go. Keep her level. And just climb away. Okay, power is good. Flaps up and we are clean. Let's take her up the valley a little bit here and we'll find this gorgeous little dirt strip. I think I actually may have been up here in the review. I'm starting to have those moments of uncertainty now where I see what I did and then don't realise if I did it again. You know, someone suggested the other day in a video that I didn't sound like a spring chicken. Sometimes I don't feel like one. I am technically, but I don't feel like it a lot. In fact, quite often I feel quite stupid. Nope, I flew the Porter out of Bella Coola, sorry, in Canada. So I did not take you here. In fact, I'm going to take you here. Because I think I did try and record something with the Porter, but I think the video corrupted. I had to re-record it, and I went to somewhere I knew well. So we're just up here. In fact, the mountain right ahead of us at the end of the valley, this big boy over here, we're going to take it up to. And I will say, compared to how I flew this in the actual review, and having flown it since, and again, this is a lot of fun. This plane is responsive and well behaved, and it does exactly what you ask from it. I've really not had much trouble with it in terms of behaving itself. The only thing had been the rudder trim, which I'm resetting now, which I didn't do for the entire trip up here. Should be neutralized once you're actually flying. And everything else here looks good, although my ITT is off the scale. Would that cause icing issues? Would I get icing to throw off the ITT? Why would the temperature sensor be broken? That seems weird. Because I have 0 temperature on the internal turbine temperature, which shouldn't be affected by icing. But we'll find out. So, coming up towards the crest of that mountain ahead. This is a bit shorter. This is dirt from what I last remember. So, I don't need to navigate here. It's a case of follow the valley. And up here in the Himalayas, we do get a gorgeous, gorgeous view. And I did do a dumb, of course. I left the starter on. No, we need the fuel pump off as well. That can get closed. There we go. No stupid sounds anymore. Everest is up there. Behind all of these. Oh, man. This plane just always impresses me. The sound is good. The flight performance is amazing. The things it can do. It constantly surprises me. Like that approach to Lorca was something I would, in theory, believe the Porter can do quite well. The very steep, draggy combat style approach, it excels in. I've never quite gotten one to pull off properly so far, and apparently it took me doing it at 11,000 feet to get it right. So there it is. It does what it should do. God, look at that. That is breathtaking. The fact I'm here at 11,500 feet and mountains are that much bigger than me, up to 26,000. That is nutso. Absolutely crazy. Okay, here's the village, and we are coming into land at this. It's a dusty little strip here at a village up here in the Himalayas. A lot of these places have to have some sort of strip for anyone to get in and out. We're going to overfly it and work out what we're going to do with this landing. It should be just behind this hillock in front of us. if I remember correctly. And that should be a nice simple approach for us, because we've got nice big wide valleys on either end. We'll make a more standard approach this time, rather than the crazy Dakar approach into Lorca we just had. I don't remember if it's up here on the hill above the village, or it's right here by the village, so we'll just check. Because checking never hurt anybody. I think it's up there on the hill just above the village here. Yes, it is. It's by these trees here. That's the one right ahead of us. There. Yeah, this is it here. So our go-around potential is going to be away and to the left immediately. Is our get-out-of-jail area. Porter's got a lot of power, so I probably could climb out straight, but I'm not really wanting to trust that at this altitude, because degraded performance will be a factor. We've got obstruction on our approach here, but it's not terrible. And we've got a pretty good room, especially for a Porter. Okay, so, hello, I'm coming in here. Let's get ourselves around, and we'll set up for an approach. God, this is such a breathtaking place to be flying. Absolutely stunning. Wow. This sim blows me away every single time I fly. It really does. Like, some areas I never would have flown in before, and now I just get this beautiful experience. Okay, let's get the power down. We'll go for a standard approach here in the Porter. There's the village on the hill. We'll bring it towards this side of the mountain here, and we'll bring it around, getting ourselves lined up nicely. Set her up here. I will try and get you a copy of the notes in the video here of what Milviz has done to the Porter, so you'll get to see the changes they've made. You'll probably have seen that already at the start, based on how I edit videos, so I hope you got to read that. I'll include it, of course, in the notes at the end as well, in the description, so... Actually, no, I'll just include them in the description. It's going to be much easier for everybody involved if I put the notes in the description. Okay, flaps are down. I'll go for 2 notches. Speed is 68 knots or so. Let's bring the nose around here. Okay, well, speed's bleeding off at this attitude, so I want to keep some power on here or we'll sink. Nicely does it. This might be a need for reverse sort of landing here. Village down there away to our left. This sort of altitude of flying and landing on these mountainous strips really screws with your perspective, because you're not expecting things to be where they are, how high they are, how low they are. It really kind of messes with your head somewhat, because all your usual ground references are thrown about. Okay, here we go. Little power. Just to round her out. And we'll hit reverse. And it brings us to a beautiful stop. There we go. Nicely done. That stopped almost as quickly as its wheels were down. Okay, we'll get ourselves taxied over to the side here, and I guess conclusions time. We've had 2 quite challenging approaches here in this aircraft, and takeoff was good. Landing was beautiful. It did exactly what I expected it to do. There's an element of familiarity there, of course, with the Porter. I still don't understand glass cockpits, and I can't wait for Phase 2 to come out with the Steam cockpit, because then I'll probably never fly much else for a while. Of course, the one that's coming with Game of the Year edition does have a Steam cockpit. That is to be noted. Now, that is something that's a personal importance to me, because I do not like glass. I think it's lazy when developers put it in their aircraft first, and it's also just, I hate it in general. It's not my favourite thing. It's not my cup of tea. Some people love it, and in that regard, of course, now the NXi works with this aircraft. Hallelujah, the one everyone likes, the working title G1000, and that's good if you like that. The options we've gotten so far from Milviz with this update, including adding the skydiving mode, adding tundra tyres as an option now, you'll find in your flight sim directory, you'll have more liveries with the Porters than you did before, but you'll also have 2 entries now. The regular version, which has the skydiving option, and skis or regular wheels, and this version with the tundra tyres, and it doesn't obviously give you the ski options, so there you go. But I'm assuming when we get the float version, that'll be a new version again, so the floats and steam gauges is the last stuff that Milviz promised us. I don't know whether the price has increased from this version or not, but this is still a whopping great aircraft for its price, and a ton of fun. And it really will do some very, very rude things that aeroplanes just downright shouldn't. And now it's got tundra tyres, I'm even happier. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.